What's going on, my babies? Welcome back to another episode of the Spiritual Word. As always, I apologize for any noises in the background in advance and anything of that nature. And I also like to start these off with a disclaimer by stating that these are for entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research to come to your own conclusions, to make your own decisions, to have your own answers, and I believe in your ability to do so and to be your own person, as you've proven me by clicking on today's episode. So today, before I start these, I have an audio version of this podcast anywhere you can find audio podcasts, and I have a video version of this podcast on YouTube. They're both named The Spiritual Word. I'm your host, Jackie. I upload Monday through Friday, and at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. If science, psychology, spirituality, self-help, and philosophy are things you're interested in, then I recommend subbing or following whatever platform you're finding me on. And yeah, I think that's everything. So with that being said, let's jump right into today's episode. So yesterday I was talking about Bashar and his message to the world, and today I want to go into depth on the specific ways in which you can physically create your reality. So you have to, one, recognize that you do create your physical reality, and the reason that I say that you do is because you might not notice, but your vibration, your energy is what is being brought back to you. If you sit there and you're like, I know that tomorrow's gonna be another boring day and I'm not gonna have anything exciting happen and miracles aren't real and blah blah blah, I know that. I definitively know that. I know that. And the reason I say, I emphasize the fact that you know, or you use this phrase, I know, you are defining concretely what you will experience. And after you define what you see concretely, the universe has to support you. If you sit there and you're like, I know tomorrow's just going to be another disappointing day in, mundane, whack reality. And then tomorrow happens, and you're like, no, you know what? I'm going to be positive today. And I'm going to say that miracles do happen, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to be optimistic. And then, boom, life slaps you in the face, and you're like, see, I told you. I told you that this was all BS. There's no way you create a reality. You're actually creating a reality. Because you're like, I knew it. I knew it in my gut. I knew it in my intuition. My intuition told me that nothing was going to come from today. And what came from today? Nothing. So recognize that you are creating a reality, although you might not realize that you are doing that, because you don't have to realize. It's not part of your, it's not something that will make you sink or swim if you know this or if you don't know this, because you are. You know what I mean? It's just you are. That's it. You are here. And most people are not aware of the fact that they create their reality, and yet there they are living their lives. So it's not something that you really need to know. And that's another reason why people are like, yeah, right. And some people are like, oh, yeah, because, I've made it this far in life and I've done this and I've worked so hard to get me where I am. Exactly. You've worked hard to get you where you were because that's where you wanted to be. You did create your reality. And everybody who creates a reality puts in work one way or another. Maybe it seems to be less, quotation marks, less work than you, but either way, every single person is working hard every single day, whether that's mental or physical. Everybody has their own, what they can tolerate and what they can't tolerate, and everybody has their own unique perspective. Some people might physically work out, for 2 hours, while another person works out for 30 minutes. And either way, they're both doing whatever they need to be doing, in their mind. And I just want to get this specific part out where people think that the harder you work, the more worthy you're deserving of it. And the less you work, the less worthy you are of it. And I think that that falls under the category of comparing yourself to other people or competing with other people. Because either way, that's what you're doing. And I feel like that's something that I want to make people aware of, just because that's something that's so important to remember. And in this lifetime, there's no competition. None. None. Even if you're in a competition, even if you're competing in the Olympics or something like that, there's no winning, no losing. There's only experiencing. There is only here and now. And You have to allow yourself to be in this feminine energy of like, I'm gonna sit here and surrender and really enjoy this present experience because there's no, I wouldn't choose anything else, even if you directly know that you would choose something else. And in order to create your reality, you have to use this motherly feminine softness and this feminine surrender and this softness and the surrender in the softness where you decide, okay, I want to uproot my beliefs and change them into something that's more beneficial for me and something that's going to work better for me because in this point in time it's not really working for me. So let's change it. Let's change it up. Things are not working for me. Let's try something different. And you did decide or you determine to uproot those beliefs, and you just do those. You do what's necessary, and you try to live in this expression that there's no limitations. You try to live in here and now. You try to, do all the things like follow your passion to the highest extent of your ability, and slowly and slowly and slowly you'll see that the world is assisting you, or that the universe is assisting you because the universe was always assisting you. And if you put work into something, it's inevitably going to happen. For example, if I go to the gym every single day and I work out for 1 hour and I change my diet, I'm doing the work necessary to see physical change in my body. And if it doesn't happen within a day, that's okay because it takes time for that to happen. And you have to surrender in the experience of it. I feel like you're searching for this feeling of satisfaction, but the only satisfaction that will be created is the one that you create while in the midst. I don't know how to say that, I can't. But in the middle of that idea. For example, you think that creating this portrait of yourself is what will help you live your dream life. And you think that if you lived your dream life, you would never have to worry ever again. Although that's not necessarily the case. And you can sit there and be in the middle of painting and sit down and be like, you know what? It's not about the end. It's about what I'm doing here and now. You know that cheesy Miley Cyrus song, The Climb? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And the journey ultimately creates the destination. And you have to recognize that and be soft and surrender to that. And surrender in the sense that just enjoy it. Just enjoy here and now while you're doing the things that you want to do. And watch how the world will help you make more of those moments. And, will help you be even more grateful for the things that you're experiencing. And just be grateful for the things that you're experiencing. And create the experiences that you want to be experiencing. If you want to experience what it's like to paint all day, paint for one full day. If you want to experience what it's like to get on stage and build out some notes in front of a whole audience, book at a mic night or go experience a karaoke where they have open karaoke and you're in front of a crowd. If you want to experience, I don't know, dancing in front of a lot of people, then just go and dance in front of a lot of people. Like, go to downtown areas, wherever you're from, and just dance. Like, it doesn't have to be things that you have to, like, put all of this exertion into. A lot of people think that, well, if I work hard, and harder, I am deserving and I am worthy. But it's not about how much work you're putting in. It's about putting just the right amount. And a lot of the times it's about creativity. Like, for example, Bashar talks about, there was this lady who was like, my goal is to, Bashar talks about this too. He has a friend that's a photographer, and her dream was to go around the world taking pictures of all these sites. And she literally called up an airline and was like, hey, I'm willing to take pictures for your airline if I could fly for free. Or vice versa. She was like, hey, can I fly for free? And they're like, as long as you take pictures. I don't remember the exact story, but things just work out when you do the bold thing and go after it. And sometimes it's really hard to do the bold thing because you're like, it's not going to work for me. And your beliefs create this experience. So if you're like, it's not going to work for me, I know it's not going to work for me, I believe it's not going to work for me, it's not going to work for you. And if you're sitting there like, yes, this will happen for me, and it is happening for me, then it will happen for you. And sometimes at very rapid paces. But it takes preparation in those moments. Like the universe will be like, oh, you want to be this person? Let me put you in situations where this person would be and create this person. Let me kind of like mold you into this person so that once you get to this point, I can just boom, domino effect and knock down all the dominoes that I've been lining up for this very moment and divine timing. And boom, this happens perfectly for you. And you didn't even know that I was working on this because I love to surprise you because I love gifts or I love to give gifts and I love to give gifts to my babies. That's the whole point. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in and tapping in. I'll end this here. But basically just follow your passion to the highest extent of your ability. Enjoy this process. Enjoy, like, if you're a painter and that's your goal in life, you want to be this artist who paints these huge masterpieces, then do that right now. And it might not be where you make money, but if you're doing this, you're going to inevitably gain traction. If you're putting yourself out there and saying, well, I'm gonna go try to be in this art gallery, so that I can show off my paintings. And then you go and they're like, oh yeah, we can help you. And slowly you build from there. And you enjoy those moments because the building is the actual experience. And then once you look back at everything that you've done, from the moment that you decided, I'm gonna follow what I love to do, you're gonna be so proud of yourself. And it's about that feeling. That feeling is what you want to capture. That feeling is what you want to experience. And so you're doing that every day. So just enjoy it and be in that soft receiving energy of like, I am doing this. I am doing the thing every single day. Every single day. And from this, I can experience more and more joys and more gifts that the universe is offering to me through following the breadcrumbs that it's giving me. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in and tapping in. Obviously these videos are not Bashar, and I can't tell his story as well as he can, but I can talk from what I've gathered and from my own experiences. And that's also why I talk about, take these videos and these podcasts with a grain of salt, because I'm not in your life, I'm not your shoes, I don't know where you sit, and only you know where you sit, so you have to go based off of where you sit and do your own research and, fall in love with this thing as much as you can. And fall in love with your own existence, your own experiences. So, with that being said, these might not be Bashar, but I think that they're pretty kick ass. And I'm glad that somebody asked me about Bashar because lately I've been all about him. And I just finished the book, The Science of the Mind and the Law of Attraction, and the way that it talks about the Law of Attraction. And him, the book that I read, the author, I was gonna say artist, but I guess artist. The author of the book and Bashar literally talk about the same things. And that book was published in almost 1935 or 1925, something around there. It was very early. So, it's very mind blowing that these things just happen and the coincidences of life just are not necessarily coincidences. And you are creating this experience, and it's very lovely to be a part of it. And so I think I'm going to just end it off with that. Thanks for tuning in and tapping in. As always, my babies, I love you and appreciate you for being here. I can't do what I want to do if you're not here to be here and to exist. So you are a part of this wholeness and this creation and this lovely experience, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.